Hi, this is Mercy Mecha from Cross Cultural Missions. Today we are happy to share with you what we do in the field. So one of the tools that we use for sharing the gospel is personal testimony. Now the Bible tells us that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So we have found that testimony is a great tool to use to share the gospel with the lost. Now, most of us have testimonies. For example, when you watch a good movie, you tell people about it. When you eat at a good restaurant, you tell people about it. Now, it's the same way, it's the same concept that we are trying to teach, is that when you have heard the gospel, then it is necessary to tell people about it. The good thing about testimony is that nobody can argue with your testimony. And the other thing is that it is very easy to use your testimony to share the gospel. Now, the first part of testimony has three parts. The first part is your life before Christ. How was your life before Christ? Were you an atheist like myself? Were you a thief? Were you a party person? The second part of testimony is how you encountered Christ. Where did you meet Christ? Did a street preacher stop you? Did you hear it from the pulpit? Did you hear it on radio? So it is important to tell a lost person how you encountered Christ. And then the third part is how your life has changed. The truth is that when you encounter Jesus Christ, your life never remains the same. Now, if we go to the Bible, I can give you three instances of testimony. One of the testimonies is that of the Gadarene demoniac. Jesus removed many demons from him. And when people met him, he said, I was demon-possessed, but now I am free. And the second testimony is that of the man born blind. When people came to ask him to tell them about Jesus, he said, I don't know about this man, but this one thing I know. I was blind, but now I see. The other most amazing testimony in the Bible is the testimony of Paul, who was the persecutor of the church, and how he came to Christ. He had a very enlightening encounter with Jesus Christ on the way to Damascus. And if you read the book of Acts in chapter 21, Paul talks about his testimony of coming to Christ. And one of the first things he points to is his life before Christ, how he used to persecute the church. And then he says how he encountered Christ, how the light came upon him and he heard the voice of Jesus Christ. And then the last part is how his life changed. He became one of those who preached the gospel. So testimony is very easy. From these three examples, it shows that anybody, a child, a teenager, anybody at any level of spiritual maturity can use their testimony to tell others about Christ. My short testimony is that before I came to Christ, I was an atheist and I argued about the existence of God. And I stayed like that for 13 years. But one day I came to Mombasa 15 years ago, and somebody invited me to church, this church, Crossroads Fellowship Church. And I heard that there was salvation in Jesus Christ. And after listening to the preaching, I finally accepted that the Bible was true and that God existed. And I became a Christian. So how did my life change? I would like to tell you that I stopped being argumentative, but I would only be lying to you. The truth is that when I became a Christian, God took that thing that was depraved, my arguing for the sake of arguing, and is now using it to change people's lives. So most of the days, most of my weeks, you will find me sharing the gospel, especially with people of other faiths, especially Muslims, and they really love to argue, and I enjoy that. So my challenge to you is that you go and share your testimony with somebody. It's very easy. All you have to tell them is your life before Christ, how you met Jesus Christ, and how your life has changed. Thank you for listening to us. This is Mercy from Cross Cultural Missions.